Hello everyone and welcome to a special floss tube. I'm going to be doing a WIP parade of all of the kits that I've started on. I haven't been on YouTube for very long. I've only been on here for just over 3 months. So originally I wasn't going to do a WIP parade because the first floss tube I'd done showed all of the kits that I was working on. But the first video I done wasn't very good. I was quite nervous, and I've also had a fair amount of uptick in subscribers, so I thought I'd do it again just for the end of the year, because then I can do another one next Christmas, so I can compare how much I've done within a year. So I'm going to get started on the one that I've been doing lately for my Stitch With Me's, which is a stamped kit. I'm also going to be going through all of the fabric counts, and as much information as I possibly can, because typically when I do a weekly floss tube I don't always say the stitch counts and everything. So I know I have a picture for this one. So the first one is Zen, which is an Oraloa Stamped cross stitch. She is on 14 count and I'm doing it 2 strands full cross. I haven't done much. And I'm also not stitching the white, which is all of this green, but this is what I've done so far. I've started in the top corner, or top left corner, and I started filling in the butterfly. This is what I did mostly on the Stitch With Me, and some of that up there. But this was quite a new start. I think I started this about 2 weeks ago now. And for now, this is going to be the one that I stitch on the Stitch With Me's until I get my new chart that I spoke about in the last one, which is going to be a Tomb Raider chart, and I'm really excited about that. If you want to hear a bit more detail about the Tomb Raider chart, I'll put, I figured out how to do the little caption things at the top that suggest other videos, so I'll put it there for my last Stitch With Me so you can listen along to that. And I talk about a new chart that I'm going to be starting, which is going to be purely for the Stitch With Me's. So that one is the first one. So next up I have a little cross stitch kit, because I typically do full coverage, but this is a fairly new start for me. It's a tiny little mouse from, I bought this from Hobby Jobby, but the kit is from Luca S, and it is on 16 count fabric, I believe. Yeah, 16 count Zweigart Ada, and it's full crosses, 2 strands. So that's the kit picture, and I do have a before picture because I worked on this last week. So typically every week, just lately, I've been doing like a before and after picture. So if I have one, I'll put it in here. And here's what it looks like now. It's coming along lovely. I've just done his tiny little hands that wrap around the tree this week. And well actually I've done quite a bit since the last week that I showed this. I think last week I'd just finished that other page and I'm now on the second page. But he's coming along lovely. I have noticed that I think I measured it wrong, because there's more fabric this side than there is this side. I don't think I got him fully centered, but it shouldn't matter because he's not going to be really any wider than that. I think the base of the tree will come out probably no further than here. And this is going to be a gift for somebody, so hopefully they can, or I can, before I send it to them, cut off the excess fabric if it's too much on one side. But he's looking lovely. Still got to do the back stitch to the face and everything, and I've got to finish off his top half and his bottom half and then his boots. But the tree's almost done on that and he is looking lovely. So next up I have Venom. Venom is from Thread Geeks, and I can't remember the artist's name. I think it's Will Shrike. I'll put a picture of what it should look like. And here is what I have had. Here's my progress on Venom. So it's coming along fairly nicely. I don't really work on this one that much. I do want to focus on it. Let me get it that side. It's probably too bright that side. I do want to focus on it a little bit more. He's going to be fairly big-ish. It's not like a full coverage. Well, it is, but there's no background. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no background to Venom, so it will just be him. This is 25 count, easy count fabric, and I stitch him 2 strands half stitch. So I'm hoping to get a little bit more progress in him soon, actually. I do fancy working on Venom again. There is no particular order that I'm showing these in either. I'm literally just picking them up as I go. So this next one is Poinsettia Pixie. And I will put a picture up as I sort it out. I am stitching just the black on this one to start with. And here is what I have so far. At the top of her head, going round to the flowers. I don't know if I can show you. There should be a start of a flower here. So I'm literally just doing the black first. Again, she is on 25 count, easy count, 2 strands, half stitch. And this one will be a gift when it's done for a friend. I've done a lot of black lately, actually. I have done a lot of black since I started FlossTube. There's a few other ones. Well, there's a new start that I've done recently that has a lot of black in it too. To be fair, this next one has a fair bit of black that I need to do next. So this one, if you've been here before, you will definitely have seen this. This one is Darth Daddy, and I'll pop a picture up of it. It is from... Oh, sorry, I didn't say where Poinsettia Pixie was from. Poinsettia Pixie is from Heaven and Earth Designs, in case you didn't know. But Darth Daddy is from Etsy, from Creatively Stitching, I think. And here is my progress. So if you haven't been here before, my goal for the last 2 months has been to finish those 2 last pages down the bottom here. And I finally finished it last week, which I'm really, really happy about. It's just at 50% now, this chart. So the rest of it will be a lot of black because I need to get Darth Vader in and Luke. But I'm really happy with that, and that is again on 25 count, 2 strands, half stitch on easy count fabric. Easy count fabric is my go-to, and so is 25 count half strands. 2 strands, half stitch. So next up is Pokémon, which I did work on this week. So I need to put a picture of the finished chart up, and then I need to show you a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it if you've been here before. I'll just take the hoop off. I'd like to take the hoops off of all of these today so I can show you them properly. Oh, I thought I'd lost my needle then. So here is... Actually, let me fold it. So here is what it looks like at the minute. Now it looks a bit busy, but let me come this side. It's not so bright. I have been working down here in Starmie. I'm actually gonna turn that down a bit. That's better. So I'm working, I did start going lengthways, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to go down. I actually really like the way Starmie's coming out. I really do like the colours on Starmie. Starmie is a starfish evolution of Staryu. There should be 151 Pokemon in this in the end, and it will be... Oh my god, I've done it upside down. It will be very, very, very long when it's done. So this one is not 25 count. This one has been stitched on 18 counts, and I'm doing 2 strands full cross. I thought that this one would be better off on a bigger count with fuller crosses. There's a lot of colours in this, and I think the cartoony pixelated image, I feel like it felt like I should do it in 2 strands full cross. And I think I'm really pleased that I did. I don't think I would have been happy with it in half stitch. I don't know why. I think it would have made it look too small on 25 count or 28 count. I do apologise that I haven't said my stitch counts for the ones that I have done this week. I just feel like because I'm doing a WIP parade, it'd just be easier to just show them all. And then when I come back after a break for Christmas, I can, if you want, I can add up the stitches that I've done this week plus the ones that I've done then. Well, actually, yeah, I do apologise. All my stuff's upstairs that I worked on this week, but I only really worked on Pokemon, Lord of the Rings that you'll see in a minute, and Gamergirl. I did a lot of her background, so there weren't that much to talk about anyway. But I will show you, obviously, all of the kits. So you will see the progress. I just don't have the actual amount of stitches that I've done because I've left it all upstairs. So this one is the new start that I'm doing. It's Prefects Bathroom. And it's on 25 count, again, 2 strands, half stitch. And here is my start. I haven't worked on this week, unfortunately. Although I should have, because it's my new start. But this is what I'd done last week. I was tempted to pick this up this week, but I just wanted to get some of that Gamergirl done, which I'll show you in a minute. So this next one is a chart by my daughter that I have available to purchase on my Etsy shop. I'll put her original image here, and I'm doing it as a cross stitch for her on 25 count, 2 strands, half stitch. And here is where I am so far. Now my chart is different slightly to the one that's on Etsy. This one was charted with a bit of green in the eyes. And I have since stitching this, I've taken it out of the Etsy chart. So it is a bit more of a deeper, it's just black on the chart, but I'm not sure if I can show you here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there is like tints of green, which I didn't think was needed in there. It is a darker image, but that's the type of stuff that she draws. This picture behind me, this diamond painting, is her artwork, and I did a custom of a diamond painting. That's also available on the shop as a cross stitch pattern. But I love her artwork, and obviously she's my daughter, so I'm really proud of the stuff that she does. She has since taken a break from doing artwork, but when she does it really well. Obviously I'm biased, but I really like it, and I have that quite proudly in the middle of the craft room. But I did want to make this one as well. It's like a spider lady. And I think I'll gift this one to her. And well, I've already done one of hers. I did a naked lady that she had, which is also on the Etsy shop. I've already given that one to her, and I think I've just dropped my needle. But I like this one as well. So if she doesn't want it, I will keep it. But I think she'll take it. You know, we're actually getting through these quite quickly. I didn't think this floss tube would be this fast. So this next one is another stamped kit, and it's on 11 count, 3 strands, full cross. It's another one by Oraloa. I actually have a picture. Here we go. It's another one by Oraloa. Beautiful woman. And I haven't worked on it much lately, but here is where I am. So I did the flower. And then I worked on her face, did the eyes, and I went down to the nose because I wanted to use her for a backstitch video, but I think I've since changed my mind and I might use the mouse because I seem to be working on the mouse more than this one. She is big. She's very, very big. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when I'll work on her again. Probably not for a while because I have the other stamped kit, and I can't remember what month I put her on. So if you've seen my other videos, my 2024 plans are to focus on one project every month more than the rest. She is on a month, but I can't remember which month. So you might not see her for a while, I'm not sure. So next up is Gamergirl. Now I have had a few problems with this chart. I haven't been very happy with it in the way that the colours are chosen and the rendering and things like that, but I am still doing it. I have had a bit of a moan on other floss tubes, so I'm not going to mention it too much, but this is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. Not much progress. but I went back to this page because when I decided that I was actually going to carry on doing this one, I thought, you know what, I'll just go back to the top. And I started filling out this bit here. There's a couple of stars in there you can see, but this should be a lighter colour in my opinion. But I'm still going to do it. It is starting to get lighter. I don't know if you can see that. These stitches here are a lot lighter. So I'm hoping that the rest of it's going to be light and it's just the corners that are so dark. This is stitched on 25 count again, 2 strands, half stitch, and this chart is from Etsy by Medusa Dollmaker, the actual artist of the artwork. She used to be licensed to Gecko Rouge, and I think it was last week they ended their cross-stitch patterns from her. So Etsy is probably the only way you'll get them now, unless you find a second-hand kit from Gecko Rouge on eBay or something like that. But be warned, the charts are not as good as Gecko Rouge, which I am now finding out. But I do love the image, so I'm gonna trust the process, see how it goes. I've moaned about it enough, so I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut now and just stitch it and see how it goes. But I did work on this one this week. I did a fair amount of stitches on it this week, but you can't really tell because it was all up here in the background. So yeah, it's getting there. So the last cross stitch I have is probably my most important one to me. It is Lord of the Rings. I'll put a picture here. It's 999 stitches wide and just over or 600 stitches long. This is like my big project. If you've never been here before, I show it every single week. My goal is to stitch 200 stitches a day on this piece, and I've estimated it's going to take me about 7 years to do if I stitch at 200 stitches a day. Typically I stitch more than that. Sometimes I stitch under that, so it kind of levels itself out at 200 stitches a day. But this is what it looked like last week. And here's what it looks like this week. I have finished the page. Let me put something on the back of it. We finished the page. Isn't it looking cool? So this is the top of Sauron's head that I finally got in. That was a pain. That was a real pain to stitch that. I finished that last night because I was like, I'm gonna finish this page. I did like 270 stitches last night to finish the page. I thought, well, I'm not leaving it because I know I was gonna show it today. But he was a bit of a pain. There's a lot of white and I kept getting confused about where the stitches were going. So this one is actually 28 counts and it's 2 strands half stitch. I do wish I'd have done it 1 strand full cross maybe, because there's so much confetti in it. 2 strands half stitch. When there's a lot of confetti, it gets really thick and it really hurts my hand and I end up stabbing myself with the needle a lot of times, and it's very difficult to get it through the fabric. This is super thick now, but I'm worried that if I change, you'll see the thickness level difference because it is quite raised up now. So I think I'm just going to persevere with it. But I will show you how wide this fabric is. That's how wide it is. So that's 999 stitches wide. Do you know, I actually really hope that that is 999 stitches wide, because if I get to the end and it isn't and I've measured it wrong, I will cry. I will cry. We are going to the end. So we're going all the way across, and then I think I will do something different once we get there, but I want to get there first to make sure that it actually is. Now I'm thinking about it, that's making me nervous. I better count. It should be. It should be. I haven't counted wrong before, especially with easy count fabric. You just count the squares. Now I'm second guessing myself. Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, 28 count, 2 strands, half stitch, Wish I'd have done it in a different count, maybe, but 25 count would have been huge. And I think that's why I did it in 28 count originally, because I was concerned that I couldn't find fabric big enough. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I can't show you the seller because unfortunately they have disappeared. So they were on Etsy, and when I tried to find the link for Prefects Bathroom, because Prefects Bathroom is by the same seller, unfortunately he's disappeared. He was selling on Etsy for quite a while, but for some reason I cannot find it. The shop's disappeared. It doesn't even say that it's in holiday mode, so I don't know whether he's been taken off for copyrighted stuff, because I don't think this is obviously it's Lord of the Rings, so he could have been in trouble, but he did have a lot of Disney stuff on there, and I know Etsy are cracking down on things like that now, with images and stuff that shouldn't be on there, so perhaps he was taken off. The Prefects Bathroom is obviously from Harry Potter, and that would have been copyrighted as well. So I'm honestly not sure, but unfortunately the link that's in the description for this will no longer work because he doesn't exist. There might be somebody else on Etsy that does the same pattern though, but yeah, unfortunately he's not there anymore. So that actually took not as long as I thought. To be fair, I was quite quick. Apologies that I didn't have all the information on the things that I have stitched this week, but I promise I will be back to normal when I come back after Christmas. I'm only taking a week off. I'll be back for New Year's and stuff like that because I don't celebrate it. Christmas falls on a Monday, so that's why I'm taking the Christmas week off. Yeah, and I think that's it. As for the Stitch With Me's, I mean, I could show you my patterns. I could show you the patterns. So let me show you. Let me go get my tablet and I'll show you the patterns. So in my 2024 plans floss tube, I wrote down one of these patterns that I've just shown you. Every month as a focus, alongside Lord of the Rings as 200 stitches a day. That just means that I will work on it at least once a week during that month, but more than likely I'll be working on it a couple of days a week as my focus each month. But I also left 2 months for new starts. So I left my birthday month, which is May, and then Christmas as a new start, because I always like to start a new one at Christmas. This year is Prefects Bathroom that I've just shown you. And I ordered, what did I order? I actually ordered a couple of charts in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of that stuff. But a couple of weeks ago, I made an order from Gecko Rouge for a Medusa doll maker kit before she disappeared. That one is called Karamia. I'll put that up here. I'm tempted to start that one on my birthday, but knowing me, as soon as that kit gets here, I'm going to start it because it's already kitted up, ready to go. So if I don't start that one on my birthday, it will be the one I'm about to show you now, which is called I See You in My Dreams, Max Colour, from Heaven and Earth Designs. And the artwork is by Genevieve Art, I believe. This chart has 240 colours, and I think I will start that one for my birthday because it's going to be expensive to kit up. So that will be a birthday start. But I also recently managed to find somebody that will allow me to chart their artwork into a cross-stitch pattern of Tomb Raider. So I'm a gamer, well I used to be, I haven't got time to play games anymore, but Tomb Raider is a childhood classic game for me, and they're remastering all the original games this coming year. So I've been on the lookout for a piece of artwork that I could chart myself. Finally found somebody. I'll put the picture here of the chart that I'm going to be doing. He said he's more than happy for me to chart it because it's for personal use. I'm not going to be sharing it or reselling it or anything. It's just for me. And I have charted it already. So I will give you the information on it. I'm now collecting the flosses and everything for it a bit at a time. I just ordered the fabric for this week. Last week I ordered a couple of flosses. This week I ordered the fabric because I saw some that was a good price for how big it is, because I want to do it on 25 count. And it's 600 stitches wide by 750 stitches long. So in 25 count, that is going to be 61 centimetres by 76.2 centimetres, which is quite long. So I had to look around a bit more than my usual places to find some in 25 count. I found it in 28 count because the pattern would be smaller, but I don't want to work on 28 count again. I only want one project of 28 count. I always get... It's hard to breathe when I talk too much. I always get windy. Because I've got Lord of the Rings on 28 count, I don't want to do another one. So I've gone for 25 count. Now this one has 163 colours as well, so it's going to take me a while to collect them. But as soon as that gets here, I think I will start it. It's probably going to be around February time, by the time I get all the colours. I actually finally went through all of my spares. I'll just show you. I went through all of my spare flosses and put them in boxes, finally. And what I've done, because I hadn't bobbinated and I hated it and I never checked my bobbinated thread, when I started a new project, I just go and buy all of the floss. So what I've done is put them in little envelopes like this, and took them off the bobbins. These envelopes are too big. I need some shorter ones so they can stand upright, because these ones are a bit too high. But I really like this, and I thought, you know what, I'm about to start Tomb Raider, let me go through all these, because I sat and did all this yesterday. It took me a good couple of hours to do them all, and I've actually got a few of the colours already. So already in my stash I had a fair amount of colours. I don't know if you can see them. I need a few more floss organisers. I think I need another 2. I think I've got 120 here, and I need 2 and a bit, 2 or 3 left. But this is why I wanted to do the boxes, because I'm wasting money buying thread than when I've already got it. And most of these are CXC thread, which is what I always use. I do love CXC thread. It's a lot more softer and plumper, which is probably the reason why I'm having difficulty on Lord of the Rings. But I know I said I was only going to do 2 starts last year, but as soon as this is done and it's ready to go, I will be starting it, because I love Tomb Raider, and I think when it's done I will gift it to my sister, because she is a bigger fan of Tomb Raider than me, and I don't know where I would hang it. I mean, I will hang it if she doesn't want it, but I just don't know where to put it. My rooms are filled up with diamond paintings at the minute, but my cross stitches will take over when I frame one, because they take longer. So I've got to be careful how many things I want on the wall. Also with the Gecko Rouge one, more than likely I'm probably going to be tempted to start that as soon as it gets here. I can't see me waiting until next Christmas if I do the Max Colour Dress Lady for my birthday in May. So we'll get more starts than what I have already said, knowing me. But the Tomb Raider one is going to be solely for the Stitch With Me's. I'm only going to stitch on that. Once it's all done, I'm going to take Zen off the Stitch With Me's, and I'm just going to do Tomb Raider. And the plan is to do once a week or once a fortnight a Stitch With Me. I will probably record once a week and then do a voiceover for it and edit it and upload it once every fortnight, because if I do it every week I'm going to run out of things to say. But instead of putting all my life stuff here, I can put that in the Stitch With Me, so that gives me something to talk about instead of doing life updates here. So that should work out quite well, because then I'll just be showing you cross stitch on the floss tubes, and then I'll be showing the people that are interested in the life updates. So that's all from me, and I hope you have a brilliant Christmas, whatever you're doing, whether you're celebrating on your own or with friends, or you're not celebrating, or I just hope you have a good day, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye bye.